Hey everyone, I'm here with a World of Warships replay that I thought was really interesting and then I ended up carrying my team in pretty hard. Um, I, loading into this here, already thought this wasn't going to be a very good game. Looking at the thing, we have radar and things like that, but, I stay optimistic, so... Here at the start, we have, I see I have Salem on our side, so I think I'm going to have an advantage against whatever enemy destroyer is going to be over here, but I'm going to be proven sorely, sorely wrong. You see, I'm just doing what I normally do, looking around and taking in the sights. Also, I have Hosho Marine on as the voiceover because she's fun. But my first thought is I'm going to come in on this island over here because Minegumo is really good at catching people off guard with its second tier of torpedoes, as there's very short range but very, very fast. I'm very quickly going to end up running into Yamagiri here, though, as she has the same exact idea that I do. Also, I wasn't too happy to see super ships in this, because super ship players, for some reason, despite having the highest tier of ship in the game, seem to be consistently bad at it. I don't know what that is, but it's just something that happens. I'm gonna go ahead and they're within range of my long-range torps, so I figured might as well send some that way. I shoot some a little bit ahead just to see if they speed up. We've got Henri there. And I see Yamagiri's in the point, and she shows up right next to me. I'm gonna get her requesting support. But you'll notice here that I don't think anyone on my team fires at the Yamagiri. Fortunately, she has AP loaded here, and I think I got 2 deflections off of myself. She decides to launch all 18 torpedoes at me, which I think some end up hitting the Yamato, who's also charging in behind me for some reason, even though Yamato is a sniper. I don't really know if they hit Yamato, because, you know what, we can actually check that, because I'm in replay mode. Let's see. Oh my god. Yeah, because I turned around and saw my Yami was at very low HP. Well, no, she only took a torp, which I guess if she burned repair kit, yeah, she's flooding. I go in here and decide to launch some short-range torpedoes just at Yamagiri's smoke, but again, I'm going to be outmaneuvered by her as she flanks around to the side. We're gonna get a torp hit on Christopher Colombo here, which is nice, because every little bit of damage counts in these games. Both teams are sitting kind of far back, except for the Yamato, but if we turn around here again, she is paying the price for pushing up in a sniping battleship. There's the Yamagiri. I give her a ping for concentrate fire. She actually has HE loaded this time, but doesn't deal too much damage. Again, you will see somebody shot at her with AP. I think it might have been one of the battleships, but I'm not too sure. But I really wish our Salem would take a shot at her. I was kind of getting annoyed at this point because I was just like, what the hell is my team doing? Because I know the second I get spotted, the enemy team is going to light me up, because that's what you're supposed to do. If you see the enemy destroyer, you just kill them. We can see she launches torps here. I'm guessing to try to get me, because there's really no one that was hitting this way other than Yami. Yeah. Kind of just taking stock of who I should fire torpedoes at right now, and I just decide we'll try to get 2 different targets on these. Minegumo's long-range torps deal a large amount of damage, so even just a single hit counts a lot. At this point, I decide, okay, it's a little hairy. I don't know where Yamagiri is. I'm gonna fall back while continuing to spot for my team. I think coming up here in a sec, because I'm checking the mini-map the whole time. I always do. I'm just one of those people. I'm just like, what in the hell is my team doing? Why are we all grouped in the back? And they're gonna get absolutely devastated here in a second by Yamagiri's torps, because of course they are. They're all grouped up. I think Clausewitz has its Hydra running here, as they see my torps coming from pretty large distance, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and fire some more at them once it's off cooldown. Let's see. I'm kind of just holding the point right now to see if Yamagiri is going to try to come back and challenge me. Yeah, here I decide to fire some torps in the direction of the Henri and the Christopher Colombo. I'm trying to pressure them not to push the point, but knowing how Battleship players are, usually your only defense against a destroyer is to charge directly at them, so realistically it's probably doing the opposite. It's probably pushing them towards the point, but you know, it's still, you know, making them turn and do things, which should give time for our teammates to do something, but we'll see. They're not doing too much. Somebody got a decent volley in there, but I think that's really like the last one we're gonna see. Christopher Colombo uses his smoke screen there, but I think if I remember correctly, he decides to fire while in it, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Oh yeah, there we go. Why are we running so hard? I say it there. Yeah, there's the Christopher Colombo's firing from within a smoke screen for some reason. I'm gonna pull out my faster torpedoes here since we've got such we're so close to him and he's coming in my general direction. We're about to run into Yamagiri here, and it is not going to end up well as the enemy team does what you're supposed to and all just open fire on me. Yeah, there she is in front of me. I was a little too focused on the ships coming at me from that direction to pay attention to Yamagiri. I shouldn't have shot here because she was putting up smoke, but I decided to anyway because I figured, well, she needs to die. We got another hit on Christopher Colombo there, which was good. But we're going to see me go from basically full health to nothing in about 2 seconds. Yep, look at that. That right there is what you're supposed to do when you see an enemy destroyer. I'm left at 4,000, no, 3,500 HP and running for my life. Torpedoes are almost off cooldown though. I will tell you, that's one of the big advantages of Minegumo. Her torps cool down so quickly, you can fire so many of them. The enemy has to stay constantly on their toes. Some destroyers have like a 2-minute cooldown, but as Minegumo, it's like a minute and 20 seconds, and people will get too comfortable shooting and just completely forget that you're torping them because they think they have more time. But here, I'm gonna decide to, I was thinking of turning out, but I decided, screw it. I'm gonna go behind them and try to flank and retake A. I figure my team is retreating so hard at this point that they probably think that I'm going with them, even though I'm not. So it ends up being a good play, as we'll see here in a minute. I think if I hadn't done this, we probably would have lost the game. There's a chance we still could have won because they really weren't on top of taking caps. But I think they probably would have killed us, as I'm about to take, here in a couple minutes, I'm about to take a big chunk out of the poison and the main. Just scanning my surroundings. I get detected here by the Henri, but his secondaries open up on me, but I'm out of range of it pretty quickly. I'm more worried about the Wisconsin and the Maine because I don't know how close they are to this opening in the islands. Hoping to do a drive-by torpedo shoot at Wisconsin, but she ends up being too far into the cap here, so we're gonna go for a shot on Maine. I try to hold for as long as possible, but even Maine decides that she's gonna turn in here, which ends up working out for me in the end, but makes these miss. I don't even believe... Oh, we do spot Wisconsin here. Or no, Puerto Rico's radar spots Wisconsin. I don't know what Wisconsin's secondary batteries are right. Like, I've heard her main guns are pretty devastating, so it's not something even in a destroyer, especially a destroyer with a quarter of its HP, you'd want to go challenge. Or really not even a quarter. Or like a fifth. I'm just going to kite around this main until my torpedoes are back off cooldown, which again comes very quickly in this ship, which always has to keep the enemies on their toes. I'm sure Maine thinks, oh, I can chase the Minegumo here, or whoever is trying to torp me. I would hope if they're this high level, they would know that the Minegumo was spawned not that long ago, and you have two sets of 5 torps, but I guess not everyone knows. But unfortunately, she makes the fatal mistake to round this island here, and we're going to take complete advantage of that here with this torp volley. Take a second to judge before firing. I see she's turning, so I fire the first one directly on the line, but I shoot the second one ahead in case she speeds up a little bit. These torps go, I believe, 90 kilometers, so we have, let's see, 85, basically 90. So they close the gap really quickly. If I'd aimed the first one a little better, she'd probably be dead. I don't know with the damage saturation, though, but she's crippled. She's basically out of the fight at this point. And now we're going... I'm going to keep looking her and deciding whether I want to shoot, but then I come to the very fair conclusion that shooting there would be a terrible, terrible idea. Now I'm going to be moving in on the Poison, since it seems like Maine is kind of bugging off, not happy with the damage that she's taken. I honestly can't tell what Poison's going to do at this point. I kind of just want to take this cap back more than anything. But fortunately for me, Poison ends up turning in here, which just gives us an opportunity to absolutely slam her with torps, because it's... I think at this point she's kind of forgotten that I'm even over here. So she's not even going to try to dodge these. I don't even think once they, if I remember here, once they reach her, she doesn't even try to turn. She's just kind of, I think, looking down her gunnery sights at the moment. Trying to get as close as possible without being detected to do this. Also, I didn't realize at this point, but the main had started turning around to come try to ambush me, which is going to make me lose a quite a bit more HP here in a second. But yeah, you can see Poison just doesn't even turn. She basically eats all but 2 torpedoes. If the other 2 had hit, she would be dead. I give a ping on Poison, so hopefully my team looks at her and it's just like, okay, that person's about to die. I'm also debating shooting here. At this point, I had noticed Maine had turned on the mini-map, so I decided to just book it away from the island to get as much distance as possible, because I know she's about to come out around that corner, which there she is. She's gonna shoot HE, and I'm gonna take some secondary shots from Poison, which almost kill me. Fortunately, our repair party's up. I'm left at 652 HP. A fart in the wind could sink me at this point. But, we're gonna punish Main for this. I'm gonna watch for a second to see what she does before, trying to torp her. Shoot one at what I think is the turn angle. And then I'm gonna hold off for a second here to see how she's gonna react to them before firing the second salvo. From how she drove before, I figured at this point that she's probably not going to think I'm coming out this direction, so I shoot them in a line of where she's hitting currently, which I think I end up getting one here. But she burned her repair party on the first set, so she's going to end up sinking a flooding at this point. Also, we got the high caliber, and we're up 255,000 damage right now. Also, Poison, I noticed at this point, had I was debating shooting, but Poison had decided to turn around. I don't know if it was to try to retake A or challenge me. I don't know why you would challenge a Minegumo, considering how stealthy she is. We have our teammate there saying stay alive as we have a major point lead at this point. I'm just like, I'm gonna challenge the Poison anyway. It's a super stealthy Japanese DD with fast torps versus giant German battleship. There's just no way that the Poison was ever going to come out on top here. And I think she is going for the cap because she decides to try to round the island here. I don't know, this Poison's just oblivious, it seems. My teammate there, torp his ass, Gumo. It's my, this is my point. I'm not letting them have it after that first one. You see, she's just turning there. She's not even trying to do anything. And there we go. Another almost full volley of torpedoes. I think if it hadn't sunk her with that first part, that she would have taken 7 out of 8 there. And we're 1k off of 300,000 damage at this point. We have almost 1 million potential damage and a destroyer. But I decide, rather than run and go dark, I'm going to go after this Minotaur. Our Salem decides to open fire on them, but his aim is not that good. You can see him struggling to hit the Minotaur. Looks like he's kind of adjusting now, but his first 5 volleys are just completely off the mark. Probably could have killed the Minnow if he had aimed a little better, but their Wisconsin is capping C here. And I'm gonna keep... I decided to commit to the Type 2 torpedoes. I figure even though it's a Minotaur, even if he has a radar, I don't think he does. He's probably used all of it by this point in the game. So we can get close without risk of dying. And I wasn't even debating shooting my guns against this guy. Teammate getting mad at the Salem, but which is kind of understandable, but I just let him know eventually I got it. He's not getting away with this. I see him and he's sped up to full speed at this point. Thank God team damage isn't a thing anymore. But he's spread up full speed, so we just decided to launch our torps along the line there. And he's gonna run right into him. Honestly, he might have been... I don't know, I think he started turning too late, but that's victory. In the end, we ended with almost 309,000 damage. We got 2.1 million credits from that, 46,000 XP, a high caliber, 20 torpedoes hit, 3 ships sunk. Top of the team with our Yamagiri that was on this side, you know, putting in all the work. Their Wisconsin went crazy as well. Their Yama, I don't know where. I honestly didn't pay attention to him. I don't know if he was also. I don't think he was spotted for like the rest of the game. But yeah, we put in the effort there.